शुरू करते हैं। अल्लाह का नाम लेकर बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। Legions of GIT. Stomach, as you know, is divided into cardia. It is narrow conical portion distal to the gastroesophageal junction. Fundus, body, antrum, pylorus, vasa curvature, and greater curvature. The lesions, number one is the acute gastritis. This is acute mucosal inflammatory process, usually transient. The normal stomach has only rare inflammatory cells. In the presence of inflammatory cells, the lesion is referred as acute gastritis, while the inflammatory lesion in the absence of inflammatory cell is called gastropathy. Etiopathogenesis. Associated with heavy use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, including aspirin, ibuprofen, naproxen. Excessive use of alcohol, heavy smoking, cancer chemotherapy, bile reflux, uremia, systemic infections like salmonella, severe stress like trauma, burn, surgery, ischemia and shock, acid or alkali ingestion as part of suicidal attempts. These all are causing mucosal damage to the increased acid secretion with back diffusion into mucosa. There is decreased bicarbonate buffer, reduced blood flow, and disruption of the mucosal layer. You can see small erosions here. These are acute gastritis. You can term this as acute gastritis. This is a gross image. This one is a microscopic image. You can see these are the inflammatory cells. Presence of inflammatory cells, neutrophils. You can see these are neutrophils. Okay, beta. Morphology. Mild gastritis. In case of mild gastritis, there is moderate edema and slight vascular congestion at lamina propria. Surface epithelial cells are intact and foveolar cell hyperplasia is there. There is neutrophil, lymphocytes, plasma cells, all are present in the epithelium and mucosal glands. More severe mucosal damage, erosions, hemorrhage accompanied by pronounced neutrophilic infiltrate, fibrin containing purulent exudate in the lumen. Hemorrhage causes dark punctate in the hyperemic mucosa are characteristics of acute erosive hemorrhagic gastritis. And the regenerative changes in the nearby epithelium. Clinical pictures, it could be asymptomatic or there is pain in the epigastrium, nausea and vomiting. Chronic gastritis. There is chronic mucosal inflammatory changes leading to the mucosal atrophy and epithelial metaplasia, usually without erosions. 10% cases are due to autoimmune gastritis. 80 to 90% cases are due to chronic Helicobacter pylori infection. Toxins like alcohol, tobacco, there is chronic reflux of bile, duodenal secretions, systemic diseases like Crohn's disease, amyloidosis, radiation-induced injury. The incidence increases with age. It affects 50% at the age of 60 plus. Type A gastritis is called as autoimmune, while type B is H. pylori associated chronic gastritis. Type B, the Helicobacter pylori gastritis. H. pylori, these are spiral shaped or curved bacilli, gram-negative bacilli. Infection is associated with poverty, household crowding, limited education. The primary carriers are human here. Spread is through the oral fecal route, and the H. pylori infection is most often present as a predominantly enteral gastritis with normal or increased acid production. H. pylori is present in the gastric biopsy specimen of almost all patients with duodenal ulcers, and the most individuals with gastric ulcers or chronic gastritis. Morphology here, the mucosa is erythematous, have a coarse or nodular appearance. In the stomach, H. pylori most often found in the antrum. The organism is concentrated within the superficial mucus overlying the epithelial cells in the surface and neck region. There is very number of neutrophilic infiltrate within the lamina propria. The pit abscess is formed due to the colonization of the organism within the gastric pits. There is large number of plasma cells in the form of sheets or clusters, accompanied with increasing number of lymphocytes as well as macrophages within the superficial lamina propria. Neutrophils, intraepithelial and subepithelial. Plasma cells are also characteristics of H. pylori gastritis. Thickening of the regional folds lead due to inflammation. There is lymphoid aggregates with germinal centers are frequently present and represent an induced form of mouth mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, and this maltoma has potential to the neoplastic transformation into the lymphoma. H. pylori is usually absent in the area with intestinal metaplasia. There is mucosal atrophy with loss of parietal and cheek cells, dysplasia in long-standing cases, and there is risk of also developing adenocarcinoma. Another topic is, or another lesion is the peptic ulcer. An ulcer is defined as the breach in the muscularis mucosa of gastrointestinal tract. The erosion is breach, more superficial breach, and the ulcers begin as erosions. But not all erosions progress to ulcer. The peptic ulcer disease is a chronic mucosal ulceration, usually solitary due to acid peptic juices affecting the first part of duodenum, stomach, gastroesophageal junction, and Meckel's diverticulum. The risk factors are almost same: H. pylori infection, smoking, COPD, drugs like cocaine, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, alcoholic cirrhosis, psychological stress, endocrine cell hyperplasia, Zollinger-Ellison syndrome, viral infections with cytomegalovirus, herpes simplex virus. H. pylori, nearly universal association for duodenal ulcer, present in 65% of the gastric ulcers and 95% of the duodenal ulcers. An imbalance between the damaging agents and the mucosal defense system impairs the total defense system and resulting in the gastritis and then peptic ulcer disease. Gastric ulcers usually affect the antrum or lesser curvature, and the first part of duodenum is the commonest site of peptic ulcer disease in gastrointestinal tract. Morphology, gross morphology, solitary in more than 80% of the cases. Second ulcer is found in only 10% of cases. There is punched out oval ulcers 2 to 3 centimeter in diameter. If it is 0.3 centimeter in size, it is shallower, while if it is 0.6 centimeter in size, these are deeper ulcers. The ulcer base is clean, smooth due to the peptic digestion. The granulation tissue in the debris with mononuclear leukocyte infiltrate and fibrous collagenous scar forms the base of ulcer. There is thickening of the vessels at the base present, and the depth of ulcer may be limited by the thick muscularis layer, adherent pancreas, omental fat, or liver. Hemorrhage and fibrin deposition often seen in the gastric serosa. Bleeding from the vessels may cause life-threatening hemorrhages. The surrounding mucosa often shows folds due to the scarring, may involve the entire thickness of wall. The sites are the first part of duodenum, antrum, lesser curvature. The ratio of ulcer in the duodenum and stomach is 4 ratio. It is 4 times more common in duodenum. Complications, bleeding, hemorrhage, life-threatening, perforation, and obstruction. The benign tumors of stomach. Gastric adenoma. Gastric adenoma, it is a 10% of all gastric polyps. This is flat and depressed adenoma. There is flat and depressed adenomas may occur. Incidence increases with age. Male to female ratio is 3:1. It is almost 3 times more common in males. Associated with chronic gastritis, intestinal atrophy and metaplasia, and familial adenomatous polyposis. The risk of developing carcinoma in the lesion greater than 2 centimeter in diameter. The carcinoma present in 30% of all gastric adenomas. The risk of malignant transformation is greater in gastric adenoma than intestinal adenoma. Morphology, these are solitary, less than 2 centimeter in diameter, commonly present at the antrum, presenting as polypoidal mass. There is either villous or tubular or both structures are found in single adenoma. Most of the adenoma exhibit intestinal type columnar epithelium with varying degree of dysplasia. The gastric adenocarcinoma, more than 90% of all gastric neoplasms. This gastric adenocarcinoma represent more than 90% of all gastric neoplasm, and the mean age of presentation is 55 years. Male to female ratio is 2:1, 2 times more common in male. Etiology, the diet containing nitrates, smoked food, salted foods, pickled vegetables, lack of citrus fruits, lack of green leafy vegetables, also low socioeconomic status is the factor. Cigarette smoking. The host factors including are chronic gastritis, in which intestinal metaplasia is a precursor lesion, Helicobacter pylori infection, autoimmune gastritis, partial gastrectomy, which favors the reflux, the gastric adenoma. Other risk factors are slightly increased risk with blood group A, family history, hereditary non-polyposis colon syndrome. Pathogenesis, there is germline loss of function, mutations in the tumor suppressor gene CDH1, which encodes the cell adhesion protein. There is loss of E-cadherin. BRCA2 mutations, these are also a risk factor for gastric carcinoma. TP53 mutations, WNT pathway increased signaling resulting from the mutation. There is loss of function mutations are adenomatous polyposis coli, tumor suppressor gene, and the gain of function mutations in the gene encoding beta-catenin and other are transforming growth factor beta and BAX genes involved in apoptosis. Morphology, the gross features. The gross appearance, it could be exophytic type, ulcerative type, or diffuse infiltrative type. Exophytic type is commonly seen in the fundus, while ulcerative type is most often involved in the antrum and produces large irregular ulcers with a rolled edge. Diffuse infiltrative type, it involves the entire thickness of gastric wall. Minimal ulceration may noticed, mucosal folds are prominent. Microscopic features are histologically, cancer is again divided into two groups. Number one, intestinal type. These are bulky tumors composed of glandular structure, and the neoplastic cells contain apical mucin vacuoles, and abundant mucins may be present in the glands. Other type is diffuse infiltrative tumors. Example is Leonidas plastica. The tumor often consists of signet ring cells. These cells, stromal cells, are disc ovales and the large mucus vacuoles that push the nucleus to the periphery, creating a signet ring cell morphology. The term Leonidas plastica applied when there is diffuse rugal in flattening and rigid thickened wall, which impart a leather bottle appearance. You can see this one is the diffuse thickening of the whole of the stomach wall. Okay, this one is diffuse infiltrative type on cross examination. Diffuse thickening, gross image. Malignant. Microscopic features of the malignant tumors of the stomach. You can see the glands, Arrangement of glands, arrangement of cells. You can see the morphology of cells. Malignant adenocarcinoma of the stomach. This one is the intestinal type. Large mucin vacuoles you can see in the glandular epithelium. This one is the signet ring cell carcinoma of the stomach. You can see the nucleus at the periphery. बेटा समझ आ रहा है आपको? Signet ring cells, single cell. You can see the arrow is here. These are the signet ring cells. The mucus pushes the nucleus at the periphery, resulting in the signet ring cell appearance. Thank you, beta. There is assignment for you. आपको congenital anomalies of the gastrointestinal tract जो है वो सब आपको खुद से करने हैं. esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. ये आपके लिए assignment है बेटा. इसका आप एक बना लो अपने लिए assignment. और दूसरी इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ ये है कि मैंने आपको जो है हेलिकोबैक्टर पाइलोरी क्रॉनिक गैस्ट्राइटिस करवाया है, तो ऑटो इम्यून गैस्ट्राइटिस आप करेंगे. Another thing is that कि ऑटो इम्यून गैस्ट्राइटिस के बाद ट्यूमर्स जो है स्टमक उसमें आपको लिम्फोमा मिलेंगे, लिम्फोमा और कार्सिनॉइड ट्यूमर, ये दोनों हैं. इसके अलावा एक और है गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टिनल स्ट्रोमल ट्यूमर्स, जिस्ट. ये सारे नाम आपको मैं लिख के भेजती हूँ पुनः को, वो आपको भेजेंगे. ये तीनों चीजें, चारों चीजें सॉरी, ये चारों चीजें आपको करनी है. स्टमक में एंड करती हूँ. नेक्स्ट मेरा लेक्चर होगा स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन होगी, लीजन्स ऑफ स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन, क्योंकि टाइम की शॉर्टेज है और हमें बाकी सारे कंप्लीट करने हैं टॉपिक्स, तो इसलिए